all be doing today?
Wonderful.
That is just wonderful to hear. Well, my name is Victoria, and I want to welcome all of you to Historic by the Fourth Bowl. Now, we are part of San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance, which is committed to saving species worldwide by uniting our expertise in animal care and conservation science with our dedication to inspiring a passion for nature. We integrate wildlife health, care, science, and education to develop sustainable conservation solutions. Now, the best way to learn about conservation is through experiencing it, so we are so happy to have each one of you here today. And we're going to start in our Amazonia Conservation Hub. Now, here we and our partners are working to conserve wildlife like the jaguar, Andean bear, New World monkey, and plant life like the orchid. Now, there are many birds in the Amazon that need our help, one of which is the macaw. These birds are known for their bright colorations and loud vocalizations. So I think we only have a couple that are coming out to see you today, but without further ado, they like to show off their flight. This here is Sierra and Azul. Now, one way you can help these birds is by switching to shade-grown coffee that protects the trees that they call home and fly to each and every night to end their 15-mile search for food throughout the day.
I was looking to see if Diego's coming out.
And that's just one way you can help them, and it looks like they took off. So that was part of our macaw flock, just a little bit that wanted to come say hello to all of you today. Now, moving forward, next up we're going to talk about species that do such remarkable work. We call our One Health approach to saving species worldwide. Because the health of people, wildlife, and the environment are all interconnected, our planet can only thrive when all life is thriving. So our next wildlife ambassador is the canine. Canines and humans have a long-lasting bond. They help in conservation, they help in wildlife rescue, missing persons. They're our companions and service animals. So during the wildfires in Australia several years back, we deployed a team of koala dogs. These dogs use their hypersensitive smell to locate injured or isolated koalas due to those fires. Now, the canine you're about to meet was not part of that rescue team, but because we love to talk about our conservation success work, we wanted to show off a bit of what was done down under. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome out our canine, Elvis.
Elvis!
So Elvis
Yay!
is looking for a particular lemon scent. And we do not use real koalas here because, well, you'll see. Elvis manhandles them just a little bit too much. Now, I do not know where it is today. Oh, he found it! Great work, Elvis!
Shauna.
So, the koala dogs would simply indicate where the koala was that needed to be rescued. They wouldn't grab them, drag them around, shake them. That wouldn't be very fun for them. The canines are helping species all across the globe in need. Right here in our Southwestern Conservation Hub, so in our own backyard here, there was a conservation effort that has now been taken over by technology, but it was first implemented by canines. They were in search for the mountain yellow-legged frog, a critically endangered frog, where they were looking to find them to pair them together to repopulate. And one of those dogs, one of our conservation canines looking for the frogs, was actually a Chihuahua. So Chihuahuas can help in conservation as well. And of course, in our African savannas, canines are helping in many anti-poaching efforts. They're also helping protect the lives of South African cheetahs by being guardian breeds to keep farmers and cheetahs away from conflict. Now, Elvis here was in training to be a guide dog for the blind. He did not pass because of his love of food, but he has a very important job. He is companion to his almost 10-year-old cheetah, Ilunga. And it looks like he's probably gonna give you a couple more looks before he takes on off. But I think he did a fantastic job out here today. That was Elvis. All right, for the duration, I'm gonna pass you over to my friend, Tony.
Tony.
Everyone, how are we doing? Are we enjoying our presentation so far?
Yes.
All right, well, we have a couple more wildlife to introduce you to, and this next one happens to also represent our Amazonia Conservation Hub. Not only that, he is definitely a fan favorite around the zoo, and happens to be the slowest mammal on Earth. So please help me welcome out the very speedy Tornero, the Linnaeus two-toed sloth. Now, Tornero here is about
No, don't turn around.
6 years old. He was born right here at the San Diego Zoo. His actually lives right next door at our Wildlife Explorers base camp. She is also a great wildlife ambassador. So now when Tornero was born, we were actually able to interact with him at a very young age. So by the time he was ready to leave mom, which typically is about around 6 months or so, sloths will leave their mom. He was ready to come on over here. We had already established a really strong relationship. So here he is moving at lightning speed today. Now, of course, sloths, they are known for being slow moving, right? And that is because of what they eat. So what they eat are typically going to be leaves, stems, and buds, lots of vegetation that actually doesn't have a lot of calories, right? So they need to be able to conserve that energy. Along with that, they will sleep anywhere between 15 to 18 hours in one day. But Tornero will definitely get moving when he wants to, but he has been known to fall asleep at the drop of a hat, even when he is eating. So it looks like he is moving right on along. And as he is moving, I want you to take a look at his claws. So those back claws are actually going to meet the front claws, and that is how he is going to know whatever he is grabbing onto is secure. Because sloths are pretty much going to be hanging upside down their entire lives. Now, those claws are very sharp. Not only that, they actually have to think to let go of different branches. So scientists have actually found sloths out in their native habitats that have already passed away and are still hanging on. That is how strong and innate that reflex is. Now, not only are they slow moving, but as I mentioned, they do live upside down, which is of course right side up for the sloth. And what is interesting is how their hair grows. So their hair grows very differently than other mammals. It actually parts at the middle of their belly, and it's going to hang all the way down. And this is going to help with moisture or rain in the environment. So they are found in the rainforests of South America. And when it's raining a lot, you want to be able to protect yourself. So if it is raining, the water is just going to drip down and fall off to be able to keep them nice and dry. Now, not only that rain is also going to help with camouflage, believe it or not. Algae is able to grow on their fur. They have a nice symbiotic relationship with algae, and that will help them blend into those trees in their environments, because sloths actually do not have a whole lot of defense, right? They are not super fast moving, but they do have those claws if they need to use them, and they have 4 really sharp teeth. So hopefully in the front row here, you're able to get a nice look at his mouth. And I always encourage everybody to look up images of a sloth's mouth. It is very impressive how sharp those 4 teeth are. Now, of course, they do need the rainforest to survive. So there are ways that we can help out the sloth. Victoria might have mentioned there is an FSC logo on wood and paper products that we can look for. I know I've seen them on receipts, on the backs of boxes. That way you know whatever product you are buying, it has been made in a sustainable way where it is not damaging to those trees of the rainforest. We can also look for a specific type of coffee. It's called shade-grown coffee, and those coffee crops are actually grown under the shade of the rainforest canopy, so they actually don't cut down the trees to make room for the crops. So those are just a couple ways we can help out our friends that need those trees to survive. And Tornero is probably going to hang out for a couple minutes. Let's give it up for him. He did a great job out here. Okay, you might be seeing our next wildlife ambassador. She is going to be representing our One Health approach, which Elvis did such a great job at representing. Hopefully she is making her way on out, which she is, I can see. This is our North American beaver, and her name is, are we ready for it? Justine Beaver. All right, some people get it. I love it. She was actually born at the Minnesota Zoo. She is about 15 years old now, I believe. She came over to live with us when she was about 1 year old. So we have spent a lot of time with her, building that relationship, getting her nice and comfortable and coming on out here. She is, of course, a North American beaver, which happens to be the largest beaver in North America. Does anybody know, she's the type of rodent, does anybody know the largest rodent in the world? Capybara, nicely done. We do have some capybaras here at the zoo as well. Now, rodents are very unique. They are very interesting. So what makes a rodent is their teeth. So they have what's called ever-growing teeth. Those front incisors are going to continue to grow throughout their entire lives. And those incisors actually have an orange color to it. It's an iron coating that helps keep those teeth nice and strong as they are munching on different wood and branches and objects like that. And right now Justine is eating some of her favorite treats, which of course are apple. There's a little bit of rodent chow there as well. And of course she enjoys lots of different branches and vegetations that we are able to provide. Now, beavers are known for being a keystone species. What this means is that this species is vital for a healthy ecosystem. And without them in that ecosystem, it could collapse entirely. Now, they help with this by building what? What do beavers build? I almost said it. Dams, there we go, A+. Everybody's doing such a good job today. Now, those dams actually create different waterways. It actually changes the flow of water. And by doing this, it can create different wetlands and habitats for a great number of other wildlife. So different fish, frogs, different things like that. They can actually use these wetlands to thrive in. So the beavers are very vital in changing their ecosystems, but they actually do not live in those dams. They actually build another structure called a lodge. Now these lodges are very intricate. They have multiple rooms. One room will be where they store all their food. Another room will be their family room, where maybe all the other beavers will kind of hang out. It is very awesome what they do here. Now beavers are of course built for life on land, which you are seeing right now. She is moving around, but they are built for life in the water. So they have that nice thick fur coat. It's actually waterproof. They have double eyelids, which actually help protect their eyes, and they're able to close the openings of their ears as well. And when they are swimming, they can hold their breath for up to 15 minutes. It is very impressive. Now, when they are on land, they can walk on all fours, but they can also stand up and walk on their hind limbs. They will use that thick tail as a balancing beam. But when they're in the water, that tail can also serve as a warning to other beavers. So if they sense any danger or feel threatened, they will actually slap that tail on the water, make a nice loud noise, and this is going to alert other beavers in the area that there might be some danger. And what is really cool about that is that other wildlife have actually picked up on this cue and have learned to pay attention to their surroundings as well. And there she goes. She is standing on her two back legs using her tail as a prop. It is very, very cute. All right, it looks like she's probably going to hang on out. She may go swimming in our moat. We'll see what she likes to do. Oh, there she goes. Woo! Good job, Justine. All right, everyone, we can give it up for Justine and Tornero. They did awesome out here. Well, here at the San Diego Zoo, we are creating a world where all life thrives through collaboration, innovation, and inspiration. Conservation is at the heart of everything we do, but we of course can't do it alone. We need dedicated allies like all of you. So you can join us here at the San Diego Zoo by becoming a member. You can volunteer your time or your knowledge, or you can even partner with us with some of our bigger conservation efforts. Your help can never be understated, because when wildlife thrives, all life thrives. Thank you all so much for coming out and joining us here at Wega Fourth Bowl. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye, everyone.
All right, I'm gonna head off here and I'm gonna make a short video. San Diego Zoo.